Aloha, super educators. As we like to say, superheroes and super sheroes.
It's true. You educators are superstars of our schools, champions of our communities, and we are so grateful for you.
Welcome to Choose Love, Choose Aloha SEL program training. I'm Tony Silva of the Broaddus Island Comedy and co-ambassador of Choose Aloha in Hawaii.
Congratulations, by the way, it's official.
Check the box.
I'm Auntie Donna O'Brien, also your Aloha ambassador, and today we continue to ride the wave of the Choose Love movement in Hawaii.
It's now in 216 schools in Hawaii. That's a huge wave.
Yes, and we are all choosing love and aloha in our aloha state. That's a massive miracle.
Just keep surfing.
Just keep surfing. That's what we do. We surf. Oh, 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 oh.
Is that Dory?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no more Dory. As we say here in Hawaii, Eri would go. Eri Aikau is a legend of aloha. In 1978, he was aboard the Hokulea, Hawaii's exploring canoe, when it capsized 12 miles off of Molokai. He jumped a surfboard and started paddling through the storm surf to Lanai. The Coast Guard later rescued the crew, but Eddie was never found. He gave his life for his friends, the ultimate sacrifice. That's why we say Eddie would go.
Eddie would go, and the same is true of you, our super educators. Teachers do go. Why? This COVID and global crisis created huge waves of change all around the world. It's stormy and even overwhelming. But the heroes and sheroes of our world go because we love our keiki and our ohana. That's you, super educators.
Here's one more epic fact about surf and lifeguard legend Eri Aikau. Did you know he was the first lifeguard at Oahu's epic Waimea Bay North Shore?
Wow.
The very first.
Nice.
And during his time, he rescued over 500 people.
Whoa.
That's pretty incredible. Not one life was lost on his watch. Imagine, that meant rescuing in huge monster surf, monster waves, right? And when we say Eddie would go, it wasn't a one-time saying, a one-time heroic act of great courage. He'd done it hundreds of times in huge surf for many years. Courage is a consistent choice to do the right thing, even when it's hard. That's when it matters the most.
And that's true of super educators too. You made a career choice to daily help others, specifically our keiki. Thank you for your heroic acts of great courage to teach and educate, to raise up our children in heroic ways to make heroic choices. Yeah, you! Yay, us!
Not only are we choosing to rise to the call of courage, to educate amidst COVID and global crisis, but many of us are also choosing to surf the Choose Love wave. Yeah, that's you. That's us. That's all of us.
Today is exactly about that, superhero courage. This is a teacher-educator training video or refresher.
Refresher.
Yes, we know you have the Choose Love curriculum free online.
May I have a refresher, please? Absolutely. You also have a lot of Choose Aloha videos to substitute teach when you want to have us fill in for your class.
But today is a nice and concise briefing for you to get refreshed on the next pillar of Choose Love. First up, courage.
Courage. We all need a little courage.
Big time.
Right? It's like the lion. Courage. Remember that?
A little Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Let's start with a mindful moment. Why? Because we can't teach what we don't know.
In Hawaii, we like to say, the ulu doesn't fall far from the tree, which means we can't reproduce what we ourselves are not. We must own it before we can pass it forward. Boom.
Boom. Ulu, huh? I thought it was the apple, but it's the ulu in Hawaii.
Small kind hungry.
So today we start with a brave breath, a great way to supercharge your brain with oxygen, positive thinking, and courage. First, take a deep courage breath in, and what you're going to do is inhale for 4 counts.
Yep.
Hold it for 4 counts.
Yes.
And exhale for 4 counts. Let's go ahead and start together. Ready? And inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. One last time. Inhale. You're more than welcome to close your eyes. 3, 4. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much, Ohana. Much mahalo for taking a moment for yourself. You certainly deserve it. And it supercharges us for what's next. Now for our refresher briefing. Are you ready?
Gotta bring it.
Yep.
Many things in our state and world are changing. Lockdowns, mandates.
Yes.
Life, it seems, is no longer set or stable. Instead, there's so much uncertainty, so much unprecedented. We seem so far from normal, even.
That's right. Someone said normal's not coming back.
No.
We're living the new normal, and it's new every day. Yeah.
It's a brand new normal daily. Exactly, and we're all living in a world of constant change and
Right.
flux. You might even call it living liquid.
Yes, yes. Small kid time, we'd play the floor is lava game. You ever played that? Lava! Everybody had to jump up on a couch, on a lazy boy, a table, anything stable to stay alive.
Yes.
Lava, the floor is lava. Off the liquid lava. And then, of course, you would get scolded from mom when she walked into the room. Hey, you kids, what you doing over there? Get off of the sofa. What's wrong with you guys? Hana ukulele, peanut butter jelly, Tony going get leaking.
But we came out good.
But we came out all right.
Seriously, though, we are living in that type of lava
Yes.
world. Seemingly nothing is stable to jump up on in our world, but there is something that will stabilize the storm and help us to surf liquid circumstances so that we're able to keep moving forward. It is courage.
Courage. This first pillar of our Choose Love formula is an essential life skill, not just to survive, but to thrive.
To thrive. We are not survivors, we are overcomers.
That's right.
Remember the difference between PTSD and PTG?
Yep.
Courage is a must-have for post-traumatic growth.
Let's take a brief overview of this essential life skill. A refresher, if you will. Okay, so that's you. SuperEducators, you can own it for your life before you teach it and pass it forward.
Here's a simple preview. First, we'll look at why courage is first. Second, we'll define courage and look at the brain science behind it. Third, the benefits of courage.
Yes.
Cha-ching, 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 jackpot.
Whoa.
And fourth, fear versus love. Last, we'll look at courage actions like the brave breath we just did, like the brave pose and affirmations. That's a whole lot, so let's dive right in. First, why do we need courage first?
All right, family. Our Choose Love formula starts with courage because it is the foundation for all great character qualities and character building. It takes courage to become great. In fact, the young man who inspired the Choose Love movement, you folks know him, right? 6-year-old Jesse Lewis. He's a champion of courage. He stood up to an active shooter in his first grade class and yelled, "Run!" And 9 classmates scrambled out to safety and they lived. That was a super heroic act of courage.
We surely hope that none of you or us or any of our students ever face a situation with an active shooter. But what's the point of sharing that? We all have the capacity for Jesse's courage to choose love over fear in every situation.
And as we said earlier, we're all living in a global crisis that requires us to have a lot of courage.
A lot of courage. Here's our Choose Love official definition of courage.
Okay.
It's the willingness and ability to walk through obstacles despite feeling embarrassment, fear, reluctance, and uncertainty. If we think about it, we need courage every day to walk through fear, shame, hesitation, or uncertainty.
That's right.
That's life, and life requires courage.
Simply said, we have a choice, fear or love. We were all made to love and be loved, to know and be known. So if we want to be loved, we must choose love.
Remember the foundational Choose Love statement. It says we can't always choose what happens to us, but we can always choose our response, and we can always choose love.
That is so good. So when the choice is fear or love, we can choose love. How? By building a bridge of courage. See, courage is the bridge out of fear
I
and
like
into a
it.
loving choice.
Building a bridge of courage. You know, I normally hear people when they say things like, build a bridge and get over it. And
Oh,
that's
yes.
kind of harsh, a
Yeah.
little bit brutal.
Yes,
But
yes.
this is a lot more positive, what you
Yes.
just shared, Tony, to build a bridge of courage for yourself to get out of fear and choose love. I like that.
That's good. Bottom line, we must have courage to make positive choices in hard times or difficult circumstances, right? It takes courage to express our feelings honestly. It takes courage to make ethical choices or to tell the truth.
It takes courage to admit mistakes, ask for forgiveness, or just to be kind.
Oh, and especially when others may not be leading by example.
Courage requires self-awareness and self-regulation, which is why we will talk about things like brain science and brave poses, brave breaths.
Oh, that seems so highfalutin, high maka maka, you know, when the nose is up. Brain science, like when we say, don't worry, it's not brain surgery. Don't worry, it's just brain science. That's why hard. Oh.
No, I know it sounds complicated, and it is brain science, but it's also common sense.
Common sense.
Easy. Choose Love portions the brain into 3 parts, as you super educators teach and know. First is the lizard, then there's the numbat, and the human. The brainstem is the lizard, the numbat is the amygdala, or the emotional brain, and finally, the human is the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain where all logic, decision-making, conflict resolution, all the good stuff, the highest level of humanity happens. That goes on in the human.
Wow, you used some big words in that last section.
I'm throwing it down.
Unreal. 3 parts. Lizard, numbat, human. Oh, like the lizard nudge the numbat and hug the human?
Yes,
right?
leave the lizard, nudge the numbat, hug the human.
got it.
Exactly right,
it.
Uncle Tony. So here's the important part. The amygdala is the brain's sentinel, or for your sake, the bouncer at the door. I think you got that. Just hypothetically speaking, if you used to go to the club, the bouncer at the door. The sentinel or bouncer looks for threats and reacts without thinking.
Whoa.
Courage exercises teach us to regulate the amygdala by activating the prefrontal cortex. This is the brain's brake pedal.
Oh, Nelly.
Pump your brakes.
Pump your brakes, especially when you do that. Like
Slow
that.
your roll.
Yeah. Slow your roll.
Exactly. So courage exercises increase our serotonin, that is the calming hormone in our bodies and brains. It decreases the cortisol, which is the fight or flight hormone.
See the way she do that, huh?
In other words, you become calmer and less combative.
Very good. Like I said, pump your brakes, slow your roll. Or as my grandkids say, take a simmer time. Simmer. You need to simmer, Becca. Simmer and go in a corner, simmer
And he
time.
says it that way because they're like, what, 4 and 2? Yeah,
They're
they're
little
still
kids.
baby
They're
kind.
Baby kind.
Bottom line to this brain science, courage is overcoming the learned fear response. You can do it. It's as simple as deep belly breaths, we did those earlier, the brave pose, and affirmations. But we'll get to that in just a little bit.
So I tell you what, Auntie Don, before we do, we promise the benefits of courage. There are many, but let's hit the highlights. These are the jackpots that you can expect to cash in on it when you choose courage. Courage builds confidence and creates leaders. It also enables students to be upstanders, not just bystanders.
I like it.
Instead, they do the right thing.
I really love the upstander
Yes.
thing. It also feels good when we practice courage, and it assists in mastering our emotions. Then we're in control and we don't let our emotions control us. Winning!
Winning. Courage empowers us to accomplish things and make good choices, and it helps us overcome fear.
It also supports finding balance, and it also helps us to make thoughtful response, not snap reactions.
Oh, you see the way she did that, the snap
I'm
reaction.
half Irish,
It's-
half Tongan. I am
it's-
controlling the temper and the body to back it up, baby.
Let's bring it back. And this is a big, big benefit. A
Giant jackpot. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
It helps us to counter bullying. Studies show if you stand up to a bully for 10 seconds, they'll back down. Upstanders win, and courage is all about winning.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Those
Now,
are great
now when we
benefits.
say stand up to a bully
Yeah.
for 10 seconds, it doesn't mean stand up and you're
No, not
engaging.
like that, yeah.
You're talking, you're trying to talk them down and get their
Just
mind.
if your friend is getting bullied, you step in and you start talking logic and even
Yeah.
doing breathing. I've done it
Right.
many times. Swear it works.
Yes, yes.
Good benefits, Uncle Tony.
So what? Now what?
So what? Now what?
Time for a fast break application action moment.
Raja.
Now, when we take what we learn and apply and act on it, so what? Now what? Get it? That's how we do it.
I love these. I love it. So what? Now what?
We all do as we all need a break, especially educators. We need recess too, right?
I love recess.
We gotta take a break.
My favorite class.
So here we go. We're gonna do a brave pose.
Oh.
Yeah, that's you folks watching right now. Posers in the house.
Posers in the house.
You remember high school? Either you were a poser or you were a wannabe poser. I was a wannabe poser. I'm gonna just say it right like that. So don't
I
be
was a
Jay.
wannabe
Don't be
poser as
jealous.
well. I
Yeah?
was super jealous of all the people
Yeah.
who had the pop your collar,
Yeah.
slow your roll.
Yeah, same here.
Holla.
Same here. So now is all of our chance.
Okay.
Okay, and we
You're
can
on.
do this.
Got
The
it.
power pose is a serious way to center and control. Center ourselves and control our nerves so we can choose love. It might seem silly, but we can do this.
It really
Yeah.
works, and it's scientifically proven to back it up. We purposefully pause during a brave pose or power pose, and we
Nice.
release powerful hormones that boost courage and make us brave. Hence, power pose or brave pose.
And as most of you teach it already, so you know it. But this one's extra special. It's your chance to power pose it out.
There we go. No students watching, and let's do this. I'm ready. You ready?
All right.
Come on, wannabes.
So
Let's
first,
go.
everybody
And the
stand
real
up.
posers.
You need to stand up. Yeah, please go ahead. Wherever
Stretching.
you're at.
Got
If you're
this.
watching this on your computer, go ahead and stand up. And think of your favorite superhero or superhero. Next, I need you to strike a pose on a count of 3 like it's your favorite hero.
Or shiro.
And you're going or shiro. And you're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Power pose.
Can you guess who I am right now?
I can't guess. I think it's Superman.
It's Wonder Woman.
All right, so 30 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, hit it. And I just want you to hold it right there. Yeah, for 30 seconds. Don't move. Who am I?
I would say Silver Surfer.
No, it's the Hawaiian Electric Company lightning boat.
Are you being sponsored right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I was going to say.
they provide my electricity though. 30 seconds. Come on, we
I
can
think we
do
got
it.
15 more.
All right. Very good. And just
This
hold
is
it.
cool. And you're thinking of courage and brave.
Right.
I am brave. I am courageous. I am learning. I am succeeding in this crisis-filled
5,
world.
4, 3, 2,
I am successful.
1. Release.
Thank you. And I threw in a little bit of, salted it with some affirmations right there.
saw that.
Salt and pepper.
I heard it, saw it, seen it. Very
Chili
good.
pepper water. Great job, Ohana. I only wish, I have to be honest, that we had like a double way screen on this camera
could
so that
see
we
them.
could see them and film them and post it on IG. Hashtag viral.
Viral. So
You look
far,
good.
we've covered number 1, why we need courage first in our SEL intelligence. Second, we define courage and tie it into brain science like a boss, a brainy boss.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a boss.
And third, we covered the bennies, the benefits of courage. Before brave posing it out like a boss,
a Benny's brave boss.
a Benny's brave boss pose. Yeah.
Next, and very seriously, it's the greatest battle of all time, fear versus love.
Bum, bum, bum.
And this is for real deals. It is.
Oh, the epic, epic battle of all epic battles. Fear versus
Versus
love.
love.
Since the beginning of time to right this very second, fear versus love. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, Amadeus. It's true, though. Every decision every day is a choice between fear and love. Fear, because it might be the unknown or
Scary.
the uncertain or maybe the untried, like you never did it before.
Yes.
Or because you have tried it before and you failed. That's fear because it's staying in our comfort zone.
Right.
But the opposite of fear is love. Love is choosing to live by overcoming your fear, or as you said, building a bridge out of it,
Right.
to live fully and make the right choice, even when it's hard. That requires courage. Then you live fully for yourself and for others.
Remember, earlier we said courage builds a bridge to get out of fear,
Exactly.
right? Into love.
And again, it's brain science and common sense. Courage and fear kind of go together.
Yes.
You cannot have courage without being slightly afraid. Fear awakens the inner numbat and it makes us freeze, flight, or fight. But if we think about our fear and be mindful, take a mindful moment, maybe a deep belly breath or a brave pose. When we think about our fear and how to overcome it, we nudge the numbat and hug the human. Then we win. We're always stronger and braver when we hug the human and choose love. Simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. That's choosing love over fear.
Very good, Auntie Dawn. That's great.
It's a whole lot, but it's a whole lot of goodness.
Great news. That's part of the refresher. So good. To back that up even more, great researcher and Oprah friend, you know her, Brené Brown, says the most successful people in making genuine connections, those who had courage.
Nice.
Yeah, she said, and quote, "We numb vulnerability, but you cannot selectively numb emotions. You can't say, here's the bad stuff, here's vulnerability, here's grief, here's shame, here's fear, here's disappointment. I don't want to feel these. I'm going to have a couple of beers and a banana nut muffin or some bread, right? You can't numb those hard feelings without numbing other emotions. You cannot selectively numb. So when we numb those, we numb joy, we numb gratitude, we numb happiness, and then we are miserable. And we look for purpose and meaning. And then we feel vulnerable. So we have a couple of beers, banana nut bread,
back to the beers and
muffins.
the banana nut muffin.
It becomes a really, really dangerous cycle that we're in. And we are the most in debt, obese, addicted, and medicated adult cohort in the U.S. history, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is all according to Brené Brown, who is an excellent researcher. And it's so true. We're numbing a lot of pain and trauma, especially in these current global crisis and the COVID, like the lockdowns. There's a lot of numbing going on.
Our midlife crisis, or too much news, or there is just so much that's overwhelming us now. But the solution? Courage.
Nice.
Then takes us back to the original statement Brené shared. The most successful people in making genuine connections are those with courage. And the most successful people are those with satisfying, genuine connections with themselves and with others in relationships. Bam!
Connection.
Boom!
A final note from Brené, the word courage came from the Latin word cor, meaning heart. So the original meaning of courage means to tell the story of who you are with your whole heart. To be seen, really seen, to know and be known, to love and be loved. That's huge.
See, when you make that connection, it's so wonder you can remember your third grade teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Plunkett.
Thank you,
The
Mrs. Okada.
connection is
ninth
important.
grade.
Vulnerability is key. In order for connection to happen, we have to allow ourselves to be seen, really seen, by the people that we're expressing that to.
That we're in relationship with.
Yes.
You know, Brené says it so well. She says, and I quote, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing that we will ever do.
That is so simple, right? Which is why SEL starts with courage or bravery. It allows us to be fully ourselves and fully alive. Here's the application point. Do you have the courage to love your students with your whole heart? Which begs another question, who must you love with your whole heart before you can love your students? Yes, you must love you. You first before anyone else. Thank you.
Wow, Tony. On the note of love winning over fear for yourself and for others, SuperEducators, we hope that you're inspired afresh to do the great work that you're already doing for our keiki and our community, teaching them courage. Its definition, we covered also today the official definition according to Choose Love. Also, how to choose love through understanding simple brain science and the benefits of courage. And of course, why courage comes first in social emotional learning.
I'll tell you what, Auntie Dawn, let's go out with not a bang,
Okay.
but a brah, 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 fireworks, a big blowout of fireworks.
The one at the end of the long strand on
Right,
top of the
right.
big, huge, massive ladder.
Exactly.
Got you.
Last is the Action Jackson. Courage exercises to help pump the brain brakes on fear so you can choose love.
First, we teach courage, and then we embody courage.
So number 1, brave breaths or belly breaths, right? Remember?
Good, yes.
Check. We did this together when we did the mindful moment. Good job.
love it.
Now number 2, the brave pose. Check. We did that too. You superpower posers, you.
They nailed it.
You nailed
Aced
it.
A++.
Dang. And of course, number 3, brave pose and affirmations. Hey, we didn't do this yet.
No, we did not.
So let's do that together now for the fireworks blowout finale. Brah, 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 brah.
Brah! Shall we dance?
All
So I'm going
right.
to ask each of you to stand up as we do these brave poses with an affirmation on top.
So we're just adding the cherry to the ice cream
Birthday cake.
birthday cake.
Banana nut sundae.
sundae.
So stand up with us, please. Find a comfortable position, and you're going to strike your power pose.
Got
I,
it.
of course, go for the traditional, the standard Wonder Woman, and you got the
Lightning bolt.
electric. Yeah. So I will say an affirmation, which is a
Okay.
strong I am statement. It actually
it.
releases all these great hormones in your brain. Please repeat after me.
Will do.
I am a good person.
I am a good person.
I accept who I am.
I accept who I am.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am strong and balanced.
I am strong and balanced.
I have the courage to express my vulnerabilities to others.
I have the courage to express my vulnerabilities to others.
Here comes the last one. Make the last one the best one. I am an overcomer in this unprecedented time.
I am an overcomer in this unprecedented time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, and that was like a 30-minute brave pose hold.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
gets you just about going.
And you should relax, but I was like tense up the
I
whole
was
time.
too.
So a little tense
We're
right
like
now.
the IBFF super posers.
Right. That was a great way to close our time together on courage. The courage to love ourselves and then others too.
I love it.
Thank you.
And thank you, super educators. This concludes refresher number 1.
Refresher,
courage.
please.
Finally, a favorite quote says, "Courage is fear that has said its prayers." We encourage you to keep choosing courage in these unprecedented times. Always choose aloha, because
as
aloha always wins.
We leave you now with a great motivational video on courage. Enjoy this 5 minutes of soul spa time.
Spa. Signing off for now, we're your Aloha ambassadors. I'm Auntie Dawn O'Brien.
And I'm Tony DeBrada Silva.
Mahalo and aloha.
Knowledge, strength, wealth, status, excellence, many different words, many different meanings. But they do share one important thing, and that's that they are all outcomes. They are not obtainable by themselves, just like an effect can't take shape without the cause that contributed to its materialization. Right? They need something else, a seed, a root, a foundation. If excellence were the tallest building in your city, and you ripped it apart piece by piece until only the core existed, only that foundation, what you would see is courage. Because courage is the thing that gives you a platform to build on. Every starting block is comprised of unknowns. Every endeavor, every journey, every time you start something new, you're by definition a rookie. You're at the bottom of some pecking order. And I want you to never be fearful of these situations, but to be thankful for them. They're the roots that allow the tree to grow, and the only thing required for you to move forward is having the courage to say yes. Life is opportunity. The world around you is opportunity. Some people close their eyes and ignore it. Others choose to see it. Courage is never closing your eyes. Everything around you is courage. That building you're walking by, someone had the courage to start that construction company. The music you're listening to, someone had the courage to put their art out there into the world, to embrace the critics, the naysayers, the envious. They didn't stop. And now their creativity is flowing out of your headphones and into your life. Courage is the understanding that simple and easy are very different words. It is incredibly simple to work harder than the person next to you. It is simple to make sacrifices, to move out of your comfort zone. You don't need to understand Einstein's theory of relativity to be able to do those things. Oh, but side note, they're insanely difficult. At first, they will kill you inside. You'll be nervous, scared, self-conscious. Courage is the understanding that fear becomes progress, that being nervous transforms into excitement, and that what once ate away at you will become the fire that reshapes your life. Allow yourself to stumble through the beginning. Let yourself fail. That guy running a 5-minute mile, at one point he ran it in 8. That woman worth $1 billion at one point was worth $1 million, 100K. Maybe she was broke. It takes no courage to run the same speed your whole life. It takes no courage to stay stagnant. Courage is saying to yourself, I am worth more than I have now. I am faster than that stopwatch is showing. I am better than this grade reflects. Courage is when your actions take on a life of their own, when they embody that winning mentality, when your friends, your peers, and the people in your life give you a hard time because you're not the same person today that you were yesterday. Courage is smiling and moving forward. It's when the first setback comes, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, and you go straight through it. You adapt. You never lose sight of what you want. Courage is believing so strongly in your ability that you welcome discomfort today just so that you can turn it into an advantage tomorrow. Courage isn't listening to this, taking your quick blast of adrenaline into the living room and streaming Netflix. No, it's thinking about what you want more than anything else and driving toward it. One courageous step at a time. That is courage.